Hello and welcome to the next part of my Norfolk micro adventure. After spending the morning in Cromer and the afternoon in Sheringham on the North Norfolk Railway, my partner and I left Cromer and headed towards Bacton, where we were staying the night in a vintage caravan. And this was going to be a micro adventure in more ways than one. As we drove out of Cromer, we passed the church, which we'd walked around earlier. We'd spent a wonderful morning exploring Cromer on foot and a fantastic nostalgic afternoon riding on a steam train. But the next part of our micro adventure was going to be the best part of all. Micro adventures and weekend getaways are really beneficial for people over the age of 50 because they offer low stress, high reward experiences that support physical health, mental well-being and personal fulfillment without requiring the time, money or energy of a full-scale holiday. Our micro-adventure contained lots of walking, which is excellent for cardiovascular health, mobility and joint flexibility. And being outdoors improves our vitamin D levels. A change of scene, even for 24 or 48 hours, can ease symptoms of anxiety, depression or low mood. It took us about half an hour to drive from Cromer down to Bacton, and we were soon driving down country roads with flint walls, stone-clad cottages and countryside views. On the journey, we passed through villages like East Runton, Overstrand, Trimmingham and Mundersley. I loved that this micro-adventure had just been impromptu. A phone call from my partner on Friday saying, did I fancy a trip to Cromer on Saturday? We booked the caravan on Friday night and here we were on Saturday afternoon going down to stay in it. And it was only costing us £40 a night. And it was really good for my partner and I to just escape from home and work and get away for a nice experience together. We would have loved to stay in this windmill as it is a holiday let, but there was a minimum 2-night stay. When we finally arrived in Bacton, we got a bit lost, so we parked up and I went to have a little wander around, as there were some beautiful old houses that I wanted to go and have a closer look at. And whilst I did that, my partner called Matthew, the host at the Airbnb, so that we could find out exactly how to get there. Matthew had another couple of guests staying at his house that evening, so once he had settled them in, he gave us a call back. We drove up a small narrow road and onto the cliff, parking up where Matthew had told us to meet him. We unpacked our rucksacks and our bedding from the car and Matthew walked us round to where his caravan was. This vintage Eriba touring puck caravan was in Matthew's back garden. We had the use of an outside toilet in the porch which we had the key for. Once Matthew had showed us inside the caravan and showed us how to work everything, we put the kettle on and settled in. Underneath the wooden flaps are my sink and my gas cooker, and there was a small fridge. There was space in the door to store things, and there was a double sofa and table area that converts down into a double bed. There was adequate lighting and electricity, but no Wi-Fi. But we didn't really need internet and screens when this was just a stone's throw away. Bacton Beach on the northeast Norfolk coast is one of the country's best kept secrets. A wide sandy shoreline with a calm, uncrowded atmosphere that draws both locals and in-the-know visitors. On the coastal track up to the caravan whilst we were exploring, we found some World War II history. A section post that had been disguised during the war with a haystack. We ate fish and chips for tea in the caravan, and then before turning in for the night, we just went out to have one more look at the beach. And it was incredibly peaceful by night. While Carl went back to the caravan to convert the sofa and the table into our bed for the night, I just spent some time looking out at the beach and listening to the sound of the waves. And I could still hear those waves as my head hit the pillow in the caravan later on that evening. And as I fell asleep, I knew this micro-adventure was exactly what we needed. There was even a viewing tower, all lit up, but we didn't want to climb it in the dark, so we headed off to bed. In the morning, we awoke about 5 o'clock, and after making myself a cup of coffee, I slipped out to have another look at the beach. There were a couple of people out walking their dogs, and that was it. Just golden sands and the waves crashing onto them. This is our little walk down to our caravan. It's very early in the morning, but we have had a good night's sleep. We have to go through here. And oh, there you go, you can see our cars over there. And the sea. And we have to shut the gate. And around here. And that was our little tower. It was all lit up last night, which we can get our sea views from. We haven't gone up there yet. Might go and have a little look later. But yes, it's a little garden. And if we come through here, we come through this little gate. And this is the house. This is the caravan. There we go. Okay then, Grandpa Troll. So, what did you think of your night in the Eriba Caravan?
It was okay, actually. It's cool. I like it. It's nice design and everything. Lovely. Could have done with a heater.
Yeah.
It was
a bit cold.
freezing.
And how comfortable were you on the little makeshift bed?
Not too bad. It's not long enough, obviously. Nothing's long enough for my legs. Feet hanging off me. But other than that, yeah, it was quite comfy.
Yeah, we managed to sleep there last night, and as I say, I'm doing breakfast now. We're having sausages. We're going to have sausages for breakfast, which I'm cooking on our little thing here. No oil yet. It's all a bit makeshift, but that's the joys of camping and having a micro-adventure. Bacton Beach is perfect for those people like us who want seclusion, nature and sea air. Bacton Beach is quiet, authentic and raw in a beautiful way. It's the kind of place where you can sit with a flask of tea, watch the tide creep in and feel completely at ease with the sea. And micro-adventures like this are small in scale but rich in impact. They offer the over 50s a way to stay active, curious and connected with minimum hassle and maximum joy. They're not about chasing thrills, but it's about rediscovering everyday wonder.